What if I told you that XRP is now more than just a digital currency for sending money across borders? It is the core of the new financial system that central banks around the world are putting in place right now. How about if I told you the proof was hidden in an IMF study they hoped you'd never read? That's right, this is a real thing, we have it. Today's movie shows a leaked part of an official IMF document that backs up what people in the XRP army have been thinking for years. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, are starting to appear on the XRP system. This month, 5 central banks are the first to go live. Europe, Africa, and Asia are all joining the XRPL, which has absolutely huge effects. First, let's look at the secret plan. The European Central Bank, the Central Bank of Ghana, Singapore, Thailand, and the United Arab Emirates are all listed on page 47 of the IMF's internal technical framework, which was recently taken down from public view. In every single case, the XRP database is named as the layer that allows national CBDCs to talk to each other. It's not just a guess, it's written down. There are no secret ledgers, Ethereum, Solana, or any other blockchains used to build these coins. The public XRPL that they are using is the same one that we've all had for more than 10 years. Why? For the most part, it's made for institutional grade settlement. It's fast, safe, and scalable. What does this mean for the price of XRP? Let's talk about size. Imagine that just one CBDC in a big area like Southeast Asia or the Eurozone connects more than 100 million users to the XRP ecosystem every day. If you multiply that number by 5 central banks, you get a possible 500 million people who use systems that use XRPL as their interbank transaction layer. That's not just for stores. Adoption at the general level is what we call that. The best part is that every transaction on the XRPL needs XRP to be burned, which means it is taken out of circulation for good. This is the threat of hyperdeflation that no one is talking about. Imagine that 500 million people are doing business every day, and each of them is burning a small amount of XRP. As a result, a slow collapse of the moving supply that can't be stopped. As the need for XRP grows, the quantity decreases every year. The last few XRP tokens are just too valuable to throw away until one day. That's what the $10,000 XRP forecast is really based on. It's not just talk, it's all about how it works. Just to be sure, let's break it down with numbers. At this point, 100 billion XRP are all that are available. There are, however, only about 55 billion in circulation at any given time. This is because Ripple still holds a lot of them in lockup and releases them slowly over time. Now that you've thought about burn mechanics, even if only 1% of all CBDC trades happen through the XRPL, and even that low of an estimate is too low. Every day there are billions of deals like this. That could mean that hundreds of thousands of XRP are being burned every day. In all honesty, that number will only go up as more countries connect. The price of this is not going up at all. As it turns out, it's very negative. This is the kind of economic force that could quickly raise a 50-cent product to a $100 value. Critics love to scream, but there is already too much XRP on the market, so they're just sticking to an old story. If I may be very clear, XRP is limited and is forever lost with every transaction. So the amount of XRP available is actually going down while its value is going through the roof. Not only are the critics wrong, they're also very badly educated. They are trying to use Bitcoin's rules on an infrastructure token that uses a different type of money. Things get even worse from here on out. You have to have CBDCs. They are no longer projects. They will always be a part of money. This is something that the Bank for International Settlements, the IMF, and the World Bank all agree on. Paper money will soon be gone. Digital settlement is becoming more uniform. And the XRP ledger is the only one that has been called, tried out, tested, and is now being used by more than one central bank. Take that in. In writing, central banks are confirming that they count on XRPL. You're still not sure if $10,000 is too much? Let's change the point of view. What will happen if XRP is used as a world reserve asset to connect CBDCs? When every international payment, interbank loan, and retail exchange goes through XRPL lines, what happens? Then, XRP's market cap wouldn't just be based on guesses. It would show how much liquidity is worth in the whole world economy. That isn't a trillion. That is a quadrillion. Let's go back to finding prices. As we talked about in earlier videos, if Ripple only gets 10% of the world foreign exchange market, the price of XRP would have to be at least $500 to $1,000 per coin just to handle transaction load. What will happen, though, if CBDC starts burning millions of XRP every year? What will happen when XRP runs out, like when digital oil does? Now, let me tell you, $10,000 is not only possible, it's important. This month is important because of this. The IMF paper lists 5 CBDCs that will not be starting up in 2020. This month, they're going to deploy. You may have heard rumors about the digital euro, the Ghana e-city, and the e-dirham. These aren't tests, they're going live. What are the systems that make them work? XRPL, not a split or a side chain, the real deal. Think about how the market will act when this becomes common. The world will realize that XRP is not a stock token as soon as these central banks make their statements, which they will. It is an important part of global banking. Price action won't wait for you to do more study when you have time. It will spike hard, and only the people who saw it coming will be ready. Before I go any further, let me make it clear that this is not financial advice. You can look into everything I said. The paper from the IMF is real. The CBDC flights are open to the public. How the burn works, on-chain. The supply math can't be changed. Before it's too late, you only need to look. This movie is not meant to hype you up, it's meant to wake you up. It's already planned that XRP won't just go to $1, $10, or even $100. There will be an exponential phase next. Everything changes when CBDCs go live on XRPL. There is already a world financial reset going on. What are you going to do? Right now, if you own XRP, you have the key to a system that central banks are already building. In case you're still thinking, if you missed it, the short answer is no. But the window is going away. Sign up right now. If you like this movie, please share it with someone who still thinks XRP is just another coin. Let me know what you think below.